Typically, when there are incompetencies on the global stage that causes national embarrassment, there are consequences. But let me welcome you to the curious case that is Nigeria. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, sporting federations across Nigeria and the NOC, which is the National Olympic Committee of Nigeria, have displayed incompetence across several events. From the Tigress getting on a bus and traveling over 2 hours to get to the opening ceremony and not being allowed on the boat for the match past, to Ese Okwesiraye having to borrow a bike from a German team to compete at her event, to favor Ophili not being able to compete at her targeted 100 meters event despite qualifying because the country didn't register her, all the way to even the Super Falcons being partially abandoned after they played their last match at the football tournament. Now, some of these incompetencies have gotten to the ear of the sports minister of Nigeria, and he's come out to give some explanations, and in some other cases said that there will be further investigation. And that's great communication. But that's all he can really do. Because here's why. Sports federations in Nigeria answer to their international bodies. So the Nigerian Football Federation will answer to FIFA, and the Nigerian Basketball Federation will answer to FIBA, and so on and so forth. And all these international bodies have a law that there shouldn't be government interference. So, should the minister decide that the embarrassment is too much and decide to either suspend or remove one of the federation presidents for this incompetence, then the international body will hand down a suspension to Nigeria, and it is the Nigerian athlete that will suffer. Also, the sports minister can decide, because in Nigeria, this sports federation gets a bulk of their funding from the government. In fact, in some federations cases, they get all of their funding from the government. So should the sports minister decide that he's going to withhold funding until he sees consequences for these incompetencies that have been displayed by these sports federations? These sports federation leaders, because some of them are greedy and a lot of them lack integrity, they will not resign. They just sit down and wait for the next major event to come around, and then they blame the government for the bad results that they get because they say the government didn't give me funding. And the government of Nigeria does not want that, because the people of Nigeria are already complaining about the incompetence of the Nigerian government. So they don't want to look bad any further in the eyes of their people. So the sports minister can really only come out with this great communication and this great explanation, except he wants to do the dirty job of playing some behind the scenes politics to try and get desired results. But at the end of the day, it's the Nigerian athlete that is suffering, because they are stuck between the devil and the proverbial deep blue sea.